I want to begin this the way my father taught me. He used to say, "Son, remember, not every threat comes with a warning. Sometimes it arrives with a smile and sits at your table. I've spent a lifetime among people, patients, neighbors, friends, and I see one truth clearly. The greatest losses don't come from illness or misfortune. They come from those we allow too close to our hearts. In my 78 years practicing medicine, I've witnessed something remarkable. 3 types of people can drain everything precious from us: our joy, our peace, our very life force. And most never realize it's happening until it's too late. You know this feeling, don't you? After spending time with certain people, you feel lighter, energized, younger even. But with others, just 1 hour leaves you exhausted, as if someone placed heavy stones in your pockets. Your energy vanishes, your smile fades, even your will to live seems to dim. This isn't coincidence. This is invisible theft, and I'm going to show you exactly how to recognize these 3 thieves before they steal years from your life. There's an ancient teaching that says, everything important in this world stands on 3 pillars: truth, kindness, and justice. But there's another side to this wisdom: 3 forces that destroy these very pillars. And these are the 3 people I must warn you about today. Now, let me ask you something personal. Do you still allow yourself to feel joy the way you did when you were younger? Or is there someone in your life, someone close, who dims that joy every single day? Be honest with yourself. Is there such a person? If your answer is yes, then this message is for you. I've seen strong people, intelligent people, wise people suffer for years under the shadow of someone else. They think, well, that's just how they are, and they pay for this tolerance with their health, their sleep, their heart, even their money. Please don't ignore what I'm about to share, because these 3 types of people are like shadows. They walk beside you, they smile, they make promises, they pretend to wish you well. But behind every gesture lies one intention: to take, never to give. There's a story I learned long ago. A wise teacher once said, "Beware of the one who feeds you bread but steals your peace, because peace is worth more than bread." I've watched families crumble because one of these people entered their home. I've seen grown men, strong, successful men, lose their business, their health, their desire to live, simply because they allowed someone to drain them day after day. Now I promise you this: we're going to examine each of these 3 thieves carefully. I'll show you how to recognize them, how to protect yourself, and most importantly, how to reclaim what they've already stolen from you. Believe me, this knowledge can transform your life. And the most powerful truth, I'll share only at the very end. Please share this with your children, your friends, your loved ones, because very often the person sitting right next to us doesn't realize their happiness is slipping away, stolen by someone else's shadow. I want you to open your eyes while there's still time. When we're young, we rarely think about who surrounds us. In youth, we rush forward. We don't consider that our energy has limits. We believe we can fix any mistake, undo any error. But with age comes understanding. Time is the most valuable currency we have, and once it's gone, it never returns. I remember being 20 years old. I could stay up all night with friends and still work the next morning. Today, One sleepless night costs me a week of peace. This is why it matters so much who we share our lives with after 50, after 60, and beyond. There's a teaching that says, "Tell me who your friend is, and I'll tell you who you are." This isn't just a saying. It's a key to understanding why some people grow more peaceful and radiant with age, while others become bitter, sick, and exhausted. Everything depends on who surrounds us. A person's soul is like a candle. If you're surrounded by those who nurture the flame, it burns bright and steady. But if you're surrounded by those who constantly blow on it, the candle begins to go out. Let me share a story from my practice. A man came to see me once. He was about 75. He didn't trust doctors much, but his daughter insisted he come. He said to me, "Doctor, I have no strength. I feel terrible. I don't want to live anymore." I examined him thoroughly, checked his heart, his blood pressure, his blood work. Everything was normal. So I asked him, "Who do you spend most of your time with?" Without hesitating, he answered, "Well, my neighbor. I sit with him often. He complains about everything. His wife, the government, prices. I listen because I feel sorry for him." I looked at him and said, "You're not listening to him. You're absorbing his sickness. His complaints are like smoke, and you're breathing that smoke every single day." The man fell silent, thinking. 2 months later, he returned to my office, but he was a different person entirely. His eyes were bright. His walk was energetic. He said, "I stopped sitting with my neighbor. Now I walk in the park. I talk with my grandchildren. Doctor, you saved my life." This story confirmed for me a simple truth. Other people's words and moods directly affect our bodies. When we carry someone else's resentment, anger, or fear after the age of 50 or 60, our body begins to break down. Sleep disappears. Appetite fades. Heart problems emerge. Even our joints begin to ache more severely. All of this happens because the soul and body are connected. In my experience, it's especially after 50 that a person must carefully choose their surroundings. A young person can afford the luxury of endurance. They'll recover. But at our age, every day has a price. If we give that day to those who destroy us, we're shortening our own lives. Wisdom comes with years, but we can strengthen it with simple steps. One of them is taking an honest look at who surrounds us. Please, I beg you don't ignore this. We're often afraid of offending others, but in doing so, we offend ourselves. There's a teaching that says, "If I am not for myself, who will be for me?" This isn't a call to selfishness. It's a reminder that we must protect our own hearts. Now let me tell you something most people underestimate. These 3 people I'm describing don't appear in your life by accident. They're like a test. And if we learn to recognize them in time, we'll preserve our joy, our health, and our peaceful years ahead. Step by step, I'm going to show you each one. And we'll begin with the first, the most cunning, the one almost nobody recognizes at the start. Trust me, what I'm about to say may completely change how you see the people around you. The first person I must warn you about is the one who steals your joy. In our tradition, we call them carriers of other people's stones. On the surface, they may seem kind. They might even appear to be close friends. But their entire existence is built on complaints, on negativity, on perpetual dissatisfaction. You meet with them, and nothing terrible seems to happen, but you walk away from the conversation feeling like you're carrying weights on your shoulders. I've seen dozens of stories like this. A woman named Martha came to my office. She was 68 years old. She complained of insomnia, exhaustion, headaches. All her tests showed perfect health. Her heart was beating normally, and her blood pressure was stable. So I asked her, "Who do you talk with most often?" She thought for a moment and said, "My cousin Betty. We speak every day on the phone." She tells me everything, how terrible her husband is, how ungrateful her children are, how mean the neighbors are. I listen because I care about her. I said to her directly, "You're not listening to her. You're carrying her stones on your back." A month later she returned to see me, this time with a smile on her face. She said, "Doctor, I decided to limit our conversations. Now we talk just once a week, and I'm sleeping better." This is a perfect example of how one person can steal another's sleep, strength, and even health. Believe me, this can change your life. If someone near you complains endlessly, they're not just speaking words. Their complaints are like poison, just a little bit each day, but this poison gradually destroys you from within. When we're young, we might not notice, but after 50, every drop of that poison becomes dangerous. The heart grows heavier, thoughts become darker, even joints start aching more. In my experience, these people never change on their own. They feed off other people's energy, like a dying candle that pulls flame from the candle beside it. And if you don't learn to protect yourself, they'll drain your strength until the very end. So please, I beg you, don't postpone this. Try for at least 1 week to avoid endless complaints. Say it directly. "I understand you, but let's talk about something good instead." Or simply limit the contact and you'll feel the difference immediately. Let me share a story that struck me deeply. An elderly rabbi I knew used to say, "Listening to complaints is like sitting in a dark room waiting for the lamp to go out. But if you step into the light, you'll see the world is still wide open." These words became a reminder for me. Don't let other people's complaints block your light. Now imagine this. If you spend years carrying someone else's stones, how much strength will drain away uselessly? How much joy will disappear unnoticed? How many years of life can you lose simply because someone near you couldn't find happiness? This is why the sages taught, "Guard your light, because someone else's darkness will never be satisfied." Now let me say something important. The first thief of your happiness is the eternal complainer. Their weapon is words. They steal your energy, your joy, and even your health. But this is only the beginning, because next I'm going to tell you about the second person, and this one is far more dangerous. This person doesn't just steal the joy from your soul, they literally accelerate the aging of your brain and body. And the most important lesson? I'll reveal at the end of this conversation how to protect yourself forever from all 3 of these thieves. Please share this message with your loved ones. Let them learn to close the door in time to those who come not with goodness, but with shadow. The second person you must learn to recognize immediately is the one who steals not only your energy, but your money. In our tradition, we call them catchers of naive hearts. This is someone who always asks, always promises to repay, always tells you about their troubles, but never gives anything in return, no goodness, no gratitude. I've witnessed this pattern countless times. Here are 3 simple steps that preserve peace of mind and clarity. First, limit contact with those who steal your light. Second, spend more time with those who bring you joy. Third, remind yourself every single day that you deserve happiness. And now, the most important part, what I promise to reveal only at the end, because there's one secret that can protect you forever from all 3 thieves. And I'll share this secret in the final moments. We've now met the 3 dangerous people who steal what's most precious. The first, the eternal complainer, the thief of joy. The second, the catcher of naive hearts, the thief of money and peace. The third, the thief of light, the one who destroys your faith in yourself and robs your soul of peace. It may seem like these are 3 different people, but if you look closely, you'll see they all do the same thing. They take. They give nothing in return. And if we allow them to stay close, we lose years of our lives. In my experience, the hardest thing is admitting honestly to yourself, yes, this person is stealing my strength. We're accustomed to enduring. We think, well, what can you do? That's just how they are, but wisdom teaches, whoever doesn't protect themselves, no one else will protect either. So please, I beg you, don't ignore this message. Let me gently remind you of the 3 steps once more. First, don't carry other people's stones. Don't listen to endless complaints if they rob you of sleep and joy. Second, don't allow anyone to steal your money and peace under the guise of friendship or pity. Helping others is sacred, but help without gratitude becomes destruction. Third, don't tolerate anyone who extinguishes your light every day. You can forgive weakness, but you cannot allow someone to destroy your soul. And now, I want to give you a small gift, something I've practiced for many years. This is a simple breathing technique. When you feel your strength draining away, sit quietly, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths, imagining that you're breathing in light itself. Then exhale slowly 3 times, as if you're releasing everything foreign, everything unnecessary, everything heavy. Just 3 breaths in and 3 breaths out, and you'll feel your heart become calmer, your thoughts clearer. It's a small step, but it changes your inner state completely. Let me tell you a story that once saved me. I had a difficult day, too many other people's troubles and complaints. I came home and remembered the words of an old rabbi, "Sit and breathe as if you're being born again." I did this, and I felt something lift inside me. Since then, I've used this technique and recommended it to all my patients. And now, what I promised to tell you only at the very end, the secret that helps you protect yourself forever from all 3 thieves. This secret is as simple as life itself. Fill yourself with light. If you have joy inside you, gratitude and faith, no complainer, no taker, no thief of light can steal what you've strengthened in your own heart. Every day, find at least one small joy. A child's smile, the smell of fresh bread, a friend's phone call. Every day, give thanks for what you have, even if it's just a warm cup of tea or sunshine through the window. And every day, remind yourself, I am worthy of happiness. Take care of yourself. Your time is precious at any age. Even small steps can change your life for the better. Please share this message with your family and friends. Let them learn, too, how to protect their hearts from those who steal happiness, money, and energy. Write in the comments which of the 3 lessons resonates with you most. Subscribe so you don't miss new conversations about wisdom and living in harmony. And remember, if you've kept your light burning, you've already won.